And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Blake Lively just suffered the most humiliating moment of her career.
So it is important in times like these to have a distraction.
And the entire world saw it happen in real time.
But there's probably not going to be a sequel. It ends with us, guys.
Chelsea Handler publicly roasted her on live TV, mocking her lawsuit, calling out her fake victim act, and making it crystal clear that Hollywood is done protecting her.
Chelsea Handler just roasted Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni in front of a lot of major celebrities at an award show, and I don't think Blake Lively is going to like it.
For years, Blake Lively carefully controlled her image, making sure she was seen as one of Hollywood's most beloved and untouchable stars. But that illusion is over. The lawsuit she thought would destroy Justin Baldoni is falling apart piece by piece, and now she's not just losing in court, she's losing Hollywood too. The worst part? Nobody stood up for her.
I want to acknowledge that we've been through a lot lately, not just here in Los Angeles, but our entire country. Waking up every day, not knowing what news we're going to hear.
When Chelsea took her shot, A-list celebrities laughed instead of defending Blake. Ryan Reynolds was frozen in his seat, completely powerless to stop the damage. And Taylor Swift? Silent. The woman who was once her closest friend didn't even acknowledge her, proving that even her inner circle is backing away. So what exactly did Chelsea Handler say that left Blake shattered? And at this point, can she even recover?
So it is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
In Hollywood, the second an A-list celebrity becomes a joke, it's over. Public scandals come and go, but when the entire industry starts laughing at you, there's no coming back from that. And right now, Blake Lively is the punchline. Chelsea Handler didn't just roast Blake for fun. She took the one thing Blake tried to use as a weapon, her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, and turned it against her. The joke wasn't just about Blake losing the case. It was about Hollywood losing faith in her. If Handler had made that joke a year ago, the media would have immediately shut it down. But this time, nobody stopped her. The award show's producers left it in. The audience laughed along. And the next day, the media reported on it like it was just another funny moment. That's how you know Blake is in trouble. Hollywood has decided she's no longer worth protecting. But what made this moment even worse? Justin Baldoni wasn't even in the room, yet he still won.
I'm grateful. I think we're all grateful. And I think we're good.
Blake spent months pushing her side of the story, painting Baldoni as the villain, the manipulator, the problem. But after Chelsea's brutal takedown, none of that matters anymore. The industry isn't seeing Baldoni as the bad guy, they're seeing Blake as a liar. The truth is, Baldoni didn't even have to defend himself. His version of events is so much more believable that it's standing on its own. He denied every false accusation Blake made, and instead of fighting a PR war, he let the facts speak for themselves. Now, Hollywood is realizing that maybe Baldoni was telling the truth all along. Maybe Blake twisted the narrative. Maybe her lawsuit was never about justice. It was about power. And that realization, it's turning the industry against her. She thought filing a lawsuit would save her career. But now, it's looking like the very thing that's about to destroy it.
I think everybody in this room, no matter whose side you're on, we can all agree to accept that there's probably not going to be a sequel. It ends with us, guys.
Blake's entire Hollywood dominance wasn't just about her, it was about who she was connected to. Her marriage to Ryan Reynolds made her part of a power couple. Her friendship with Taylor Swift kept her relevant in media circles. But now, both of those relationships are shifting, and not in her favor. Ryan Reynolds, for the first time ever, looks like he doesn't know how to fix this. His brand has always been calculated, safe, and controversy-free. But now, with Blake's lawsuit dragging him into the headlines, he's stuck in a scandal he didn't sign up for. Sources close to the actor say he's furious behind the scenes, realizing that Blake's mess is starting to affect his own reputation. And then there's Taylor Swift. Once one of Blake's closest friends and biggest supporters, Taylor has gone completely silent. No public statements, no social media support, nothing. And in the world of Hollywood, silence speaks louder than words. Taylor has a reputation to protect. She knows that backing the wrong person could cost her everything. And if she's not standing by Blake now, it means one thing. She knows Blake is on the losing side of this battle. And if even her closest allies are stepping away, the question is no longer if Blake's career will survive. The question is how much time she has left before Hollywood officially moves on.
Look, she does make fun of Justin and Blake, but the fact that she's making fun of it at all shows she doesn't believe Blake.
When an A-list celebrity faces backlash, Hollywood usually steps in to control the damage. PR teams work overtime, industry friends rally to defend them, and the media carefully crafts a narrative to make sure the controversy disappears as quickly as possible. But this time, none of that is happening for Blake Lively. Chelsea Handler's roast at the Critics' Choice Awards wasn't just a joke. It was a clear signal that Hollywood no longer sees Blake as someone worth protecting. If the industry still viewed her as an asset, that joke never would have made it to air. Producers would have cut it, celebrities in the audience would have responded with awkward silence instead of laughter, and the media would have spun it into a controversy about how inappropriate it was. But instead, the joke stayed in. The audience laughed, and the media ran with it as if it were just another lighthearted moment. This wasn't just about Chelsea taking a shot at Blake. This was about Hollywood itself sending a message. The industry has been watching how the lawsuit against Justin Baldoni has unfolded, and what started as a legal battle has turned into a complete disaster for Blake. She expected this to be a straightforward win, assuming that Hollywood would blindly take her side like it always had in the past. But the industry is smarter than that, and now that more information is coming out, it's clear that even Hollywood insiders are starting to question if they backed the wrong person. When a celebrity reaches this point, where they're no longer seen as untouchable, the consequences are immediate. Studios quietly start pulling away, projects get delayed or canceled without explanation, and brand deals that once seemed unshakable suddenly become uncertain. Right now, Blake's name is becoming less of an asset and more of a liability, and she doesn't seem to understand how quickly that shift can become permanent.
And she decided to file a complaint with the California Human Rights Division, but that was really, I believe, and it is alleged by Justin's lawyers now, just a setup so that she could give the New York Times cover to do a huge hit piece on him and attempted rehab of her.
What was supposed to be a power move that strengthened her reputation is now the very thing destroying it. When Blake first filed her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, she expected it to be over quickly. She thought the media would frame Baldoni as the villain. Hollywood would rally behind her, and she would come out of this looking stronger than ever. But instead, her case is unraveling. And now she's not just fighting Baldoni, she's fighting to save her entire career. One of the biggest problems is that this lawsuit has now dragged Ryan Reynolds into the mess. Justin Baldoni has filed a $400 million countersuit, accusing Ryan of trying to sabotage his career and interfere with his film. This is no longer just about Blake. This is about a legal battle that could have massive financial consequences for both her and Ryan. Hollywood executives hate when behind-the-scenes power struggles become public spectacles. And now that this lawsuit is exposing just how far Blake and Ryan may have gone to control the narrative, the industry is starting to see them as too risky to work with. Blake thought she had everything under control, but this lawsuit is proving that she underestimated how quickly public opinion can change. The more Baldoni fights back, the weaker her case looks, and the worse it gets for her reputation. Instead of making her look strong, this legal battle is making her look desperate. And the worst part, she might not even realize how much damage she's doing until it's too late.
And there are a lot of bodies for Blake Lively. So he's first filed a defamation lawsuit against the New York Times for their totally irresponsible report about this matter, in which they made a mistake, so egregious mistakes, but intentional errors, you could argue.
Celebrities rarely see their downfall coming until they're already too far gone to stop it. They assume that because they were once at the top, they'll always have a place in Hollywood. They believe that one scandal won't ruin them because they've survived controversy before. But that's not how the industry works. Hollywood doesn't give second chances to people who don't know when to stop digging their own graves. Right now, Blake is still acting like she has time to fix this. But the reality is that Hollywood is already moving on. The signs are everywhere. Her upcoming projects aren't getting the same level of buzz, her brand deals are becoming less secure, and her industry allies are staying quiet. The media coverage around her is slowing down, and that's not a good thing. In Hollywood, being ignored is worse than being hated. Once the industry decides you're no longer useful, they stop talking about you altogether. And by the time you realize what's happening, you've already been replaced. Blake has spent years carefully maintaining an image of power and control, but the cracks are showing and Hollywood is starting to look for alternatives. The industry always has a backup plan. No matter how successful or powerful a star is, studios never put all their trust in one person. And if Blake isn't careful, she might wake up one day and realize that Hollywood already found someone to take her place. But what she doesn't know is that Hollywood isn't just stepping back. It's already making moves that could change everything.
These HR complaints saying these were real and these were ignored, all painting Justin Baldoni to be a monster, okay?
Blake might believe she can ride this controversy out, but Hollywood isn't waiting around to see if she can fix her image. The industry never relies on just one person, no matter how powerful they once were. The second an actor becomes more trouble than they're worth, studios start looking for alternatives, and right now, that process has already started. Blake was once a top choice for major projects, but now, the roles that would have automatically gone to her are quietly being offered to other actresses. Casting directors are looking at younger, bankable stars who don't come with the same baggage. Studios are reconsidering which projects they want her attached to, and if her name keeps generating negative press, they might decide she's not worth the risk at all. One of the biggest warning signs is that Hollywood isn't publicly defending her. Normally, when a major star faces controversy, you see A-list friends and industry figures stepping up to control the damage. But in Blake's case, the silence is deafening. No one is vouching for her, no major producers are standing up for her, and the media isn't even working overtime to push her side of the story. That's because behind the scenes, Hollywood is already moving on. When an A-lister starts fading from relevance, it doesn't happen all at once. It's a slow, calculated process where opportunities start disappearing bit by bit. At first, it's small things: fewer magazine covers, fewer high-profile red carpet invites, less priority in film promotions. But then it snowballs. The brand deals get less lucrative, the major film roles go to someone else, and eventually, the calls just stop coming. Right now, Blake is still at the beginning of that process. But if she doesn't make the right moves fast, she could be watching her career quietly slip away before she even realizes it.
Why are we here, Blake? Because again, you remember, Blake filed this suit. Justin, Blake filed this suit. And if all of Hollywood is really believing her and Ryan, well, then why are they laughing? It's because this shouldn't be funny. This shouldn't be funny if we are seriously taking Blake's case so serious, which we're not.
At first, ignoring the backlash might have seemed like the smart move. After all, many celebrities have avoided major scandals by refusing to engage, letting public interest fade until the controversy disappears. But Blake's situation is different. This isn't just a bad headline or a moment of public outrage. This is a complete shift in how Hollywood sees her. The longer she stays silent, the more power she gives to the narrative being built against her. Instead of controlling the conversation, she's letting others define her downfall. She's allowing critics, Hollywood insiders, and the media to paint her as manipulative, vindictive, and desperate for control. And once that image solidifies, there's almost no coming back from it. Hollywood operates on perception. If an actor doesn't actively shape their own narrative, the industry will do it for them. And right now, the version of events that is gaining traction isn't one where Blake is the victim. It's one where she's the villain. The lawsuit was supposed to strengthen her reputation, but instead, it's unraveling everything she's worked for. She thought she was playing chess, but now it's clear. She was the pawn all along. If she keeps waiting, assuming that this will all blow over on its own, she might wake up to realize that her career has already been rewritten without her input.
I would challenge back. This is absolutely not good for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. To see the Critics' Choice Award, which is a lot of critics and people coming in, it's press and people who review the films or at least hobnob with the studios. They're there trying to be nice to all the celebrities.
Blake still has one last chance to stop this from turning into a career-ending disaster. But that window is closing fast. If she wants to survive in Hollywood, she needs to act now. That means finally acknowledging the backlash instead of ignoring it, showing the industry that she's still valuable, and proving to the public that she isn't the person her critics are making her out to be. But even if she does that, the damage may already be done. Hollywood doesn't wait for people to fix their mistakes. If they see a star losing relevance, they start making plans without them. And right now, the industry isn't waiting for Blake to recover. It's already looking ahead to what comes next. She thought she had control, but the reality is, Hollywood moves fast, and if she doesn't catch up soon, she might not get another chance.
And unless Blake's dropping something to warrant all the things that she did to him, Yeah, Justin deserves justice. Justin deserves to get his Wayfarer back where it was. Justin gets to deserve to make more movies.
Blake Lively spent years as one of Hollywood's most untouchable stars. She had the industry's full support, the media's protection, and a carefully controlled public image. But now, that power is slipping away. Her allies aren't defending her. The media isn't controlling the narrative for her. Hollywood is already looking at who could replace her. If she doesn't take control of this fast, this controversy won't just be a temporary setback. It could be the moment Hollywood decides she's not worth saving. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to me, and ring the bell so you will be first to get notified about the newest drama.